Hi everyone! So today I'm going to be talking about why we should be eating in instead of eating out. Here are my notes for the class. Okay, are you ready? Imagine you're just sitting at home watching Netflix and your stomach begins to growl. How are you going to satisfy that hunger? Are you someone who would grab your car keys and run to McDonald's? Or are you someone who would grab a pan and look in the fridge and see what you can make for yourself? Both of these are really good options, and honestly, I'm a little guilty of doing both, but one of them is clearly much better for you than the other. Americans over the course of time have shifted into eating out instead of staying at home and cooking for themselves, and this has become a really big problem. By eating out, we are raising the obesity epidemic in America, and on top of that, we are not taking into consideration the financial aspect behind it. According to studies found in the Journal of American Dietetic Association, 36% of young adults reported food preparation wasn't feasible due to lack of time, thus meaning the majority of young adults don't even cook for themselves on a weekly basis. On average, where do you stand on cooking for yourself? Once, twice, maybe even up to 5 times a week if you're doing really good. Today, I want to persuade you on cooking at home more often. And I am credible to speak about this source because I have been cooking for myself for about 10 years now. And also, I've done a lot of extensive research on the topic for this class. Today, I will talk about how cooking can be the answer to your problems and offer you a healthier lifestyle and maybe even save you some money in the end. Now, I'm sure you're all wondering, but Sierra, why is cooking so important? After some research, I found that by cooking at home, you can save a lot of money than going out to eat, and I know that's important to college students like you and I. For example, just about a year ago, I was in a nutrition class, and my teacher had us buy a meal and make a meal. My friend and I chose to buy McDonald's cheeseburger and fries, and we decided to make an at-home grilled apricot chicken breast with garlic mashed potatoes and fresh grilled green beans. And our meal that we made was so much more delicious than the meal we bought, but I will talk about that later. The meal that we made was actually $1 cheaper than the meal that we bought, and we got 6 proportions of the meal that we made, and we only got 1 proportion of the meal that we bought. Thus, if you do the math, you save a lot of money by making it yourself. Also, by making your food at home, you can decide on the size of your proportions, not only the amount of proportions you get. But if you want a larger meal, you wouldn't have to pay extra as you would in a restaurant. You could just add more ingredients and get more food. And I think the part that makes your buck really stretch is by having leftovers and eating the leftovers. And I know what most of you are thinking. You sound just like my mother. Well, eat something leftover. But it really does make the bang out of your buck. Not only can eating at home save you big bucks though, it can also provide you with a healthier lifestyle, which is something we should all strive for. Making food is so much healthier at home than eating out in comparison because it consists of way less fat and also contains way more nutrients from our body. According to helpguide.org, processed food is typically high in chemical additives, hormones, sugar, and calories, which are 4 things that we don't want excess amounts of in our body. Also, by preparing our own meals, you get to control what type of food is in your food and how much you get. So like you could add more sugar, you could add less sugar, you could add more eggs, you could add less eggs, vice versa, and etc. Either way, you can help it adapt it to your lifestyle and your diet to make your options the healthiest options for you, because everyone is different. Also, by preparing your meals at home, you can increase your immune system, or at least support it a little bit more. By doing this, you can reduce the risk of illness, heart disease, cancer, high blood pressure, and diabetes, which are 5 things I would like to reduce the risk of, and I hope you would too. It can also give you more energy, improve your sleep, and help better manage your health problems just simply by eating at home, because it provides your body with the nutrition it really needs, rather than the processed food that it wants. Just last week, my mom sent me a book, and it worked on this topic. It was a book on a diet for eczema. And in this book, they talk about the first few chapters are talking about what chemicals you need to avoid and how processed foods contain all these chemicals. And then later it talks about how you can start homemaking things for yourself that are much better options to help heal you from the inside out. Lots of the ideas are like making rice milk or making bread or cooking more vegetables that have certain ingredients naturally that help heal you. And I know there are so many other options on this topic like this. And that's just one reason of why we should be eating in instead of eating out. Not only to take care of our bodies, but to improve upon ourselves. And in conclusion, even though in the end there are many options to eat and lots of yummy places to go, we should start staying home and cooking it more. I know with coronavirus we're probably stuck inside anyway, so we might as well make the best of it and start learning how to cook for yourselves. Save some money by cooking the food you love and start preparing better and healthier options for you to eat, and maybe the family dinner table won't seem so boring after all, and you can share the love with them as well. And that's really in the end why I feel we should be cooking for ourselves instead of eating out. And I hope everybody agrees. I hope everyone has a good day.